say na 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 na, say na 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 na, I 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 say na 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 na. I never had it easy for the brands and the bling and the expensive thing on. I never had the money, never had nice living. And mama say, oh, you could have it all, just work hard for yours. I say, mama, you know I work hard for sure. Now Jaja bless me with the opportunity to fly country to country. Now I can drink champagne when I thirst. Now I can see only thing I never see. They say this how I eat man so long. But I thank me for the run the family. No bad mind boy, they can stop me. And every show I smiling cause trust me, life is so lovely, boy. And I'm far from finished, boy. And I can't believe it, no. See, I'm far from finished, boy. Love the life that I live in, yeah. I say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, say na 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 na, I 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 say na 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 na. Forever thankful for doubters in the past and the people who laugh on. Forever grateful for all the times I failed. And Papa say, oh son, you can't give up. What's for you is for you. I said, Papa, you know I will never stop, no. Now Jaja bless me with the opportunity to fly country to country. Now I could drink champagne when I'm thirsty. Now I could see all the thing I never see. They say this how I eat man so long. But I thank you for the run my family. No bad mind boy, they can stop me. And every show I'm smiling cause trust me, love is so lovely, boy. And I'm far from finished, boy. And I can't believe it, no. See, I'm far from finished, boy. Love the life that I live in. I love that life. I say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, I say na 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 na,
Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele.
And I don't chase material thing cause I come from far. Oh.
Best believe we are far from finished.
You have to be grateful for. Oh.
Because we're just getting started. It's Community and Finance Night.
And I'm far from finished.
I want to welcome you to the broadcast. I want to say big up to those who are locked in from near and far. Those on TuneIn Radio on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. Those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Blessings to those of you who are hailing out of New Jersey, locked in on NIE Radio with the Motivator.
And mama say, oh, you could have it all. Just
my brother from another mother.
I say, mama, you know I look out for sure.
Also to New Jersey, Mix102.com.
Now I can drink champagne when I thirst.
With their sister station out to Jamaica, Earth 96 FM. Symbol putting in the work. Blessings to you.
And every show I smiling cause trust me, life is so lovely, boy. And I'm far from finished, boy. And I can't believe it, no. See, I'm far from finished, boy.
I want to say big ups to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Veteran in the business, Mr. Lindsay. How you doing, sir? I want to say big ups to those who are locked in out of New York, exhibiting the power of music on the one and only island worldwide. With China Nicole, Gary, and the Jump Out production crew. Much love to you.
What's for you is for you. I said, Papa, you know I will never stop.
Big ups to those who are locked in on Clubhouse. Those listening in on Zeno FM. Bubbling in the stew pot. Thank you. Much love to those who are on YouTube Live. On the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele. And of course, right here at the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele, kevinsteele.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. Thank you much. Before we get started, well, we've started, but before we get down to the business, have a little bit of housekeeping to do. Oh, and I must apologize. I told y'all I'll be working on the chat room on kevinsteele.com. It came up. I don't know where it went again. So I'll definitely be working on a new chat space, in new interactive space on kevinsteele.com, okay? But until then, the numbers to get you in touch, 773-789-STEW. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram from anywhere in the world. 773-789-7839. Those of you watching on any of the video platforms, kevinsteele.com, or on YouTube Live, the number is scrolling across the bottom of your screen right there. 773-789-7839. The easy way to remember it, last 4 digits spell stew.
Never a nice living. And mama say, oh, you could have it all. Just work hard for yours.
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors, Paul C Media Group. When being in the moment is priceless, go ahead and give them a call. What can they do for you? Exactly what you see right here on kevinsteele.com and more. So you want to stream a live event on your own platform or on a secure platform, they can guide you into doing that. You want to get a website up and running? Well, they have a server can hook you up with that. Yep, they host my sites, they can host yours too. Paul C Media Group, thank you very much. 754-999-1140 is the number that gets you in touch. I want to say thanks to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea SU is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broward County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Go ahead and give her a call today. Schedule your appointment if you're living in any of these areas or you're planning to visit. Nothing like a good massage. So go ahead and call her up, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. She only has one request outside of paying her, and that's that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. Because if you're anything like me, you're guaranteed to fall asleep. I want to say thank you to the Global Base. The Global Base navigates your journey across music, marketing, and more. It's a realm where social spheres awaken through their mastery. Go ahead and embrace the invitation to liberate your creativity unbounded and free. Just like their consultation, free. The Global Base is your catalyst for everything related to music, marketing, and event planning, social media management, and more. Go ahead and connect with them today. The Global Base, DAGlobalBASE.com. Tell them Kevin Steele sent you. want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking is a licensed and insured mover in the state of Florida. It's veteran owned. So if you want to move from the Keys to Jacksonville, from Naples to Pompano, you want to move from Palm Beach to Pensacola and all points in between. You want to put some things in storage? You don't have the manpower, you don't have the vehicle, you don't have the equipment. No worries, you have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. Even if you want to move out of town, out of state, that is. Give them a call, talk with them. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. And you heard good things about them. Find out what they can do for you to aid in your move. McNeil Trucking, thank you very much. And I'm far from finished. And we're far from finished because we're just getting started. So call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. Call up somebody, anybody, everybody, let them know. Just like Voice is saying, we're far from finished. Community and Finance Night, live and in living color, right here, kevinstew.com. Now, normally, I'd feature one entity when I'm featuring an entity on Community and Finance. Tonight, it's a special night. Tonight, we feature two entities. And both of these entities are doing great things in Jamaica. Yep, the land of my birth. So we have two guests representing each of, we have a guest representing each of these agencies. One of them being the Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation. The other being an agency with a neat name, an acronym NEAT, Negril Education Environment Trust. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And I think it's neat that their name abbreviated or as an acronym spells NEAT. Pretty cool. I don't know. That was really creative. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our representative from NEAT. So, Miss Jean, you with us? You with us? You with us? Let's see. Okay. Let me see if I hear you now. Ah, there you are.
Yeah, are you
here? Yeah, hearing you nice and loud and clear.
Wonderful.
Oh, I need to make one quick adjustment here to your video, and we'll be off to the races.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thanks. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Awesome.
And so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Jean P. Brown was
Yes, you got
joining
it.
us. Yeah, you know, I try. I've been practicing all day. And I just had to make sure that I got it right. I've been practicing. And
There is a reason P.
please tell us about the P.
Okay. In my town, I live in Savannah Lamar,
Okay.
and there are several Jean Browns in the town.
Oh,
So to differentiate the Jean Brown, I put the middle initial there, but I don't tell what the middle initial stands for. Everybody keeps asking.
so we're keeping that part a secret.
Yeah. I'm not telling them.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Tell us a little bit about NEAT.
Well, NEAT, the acronym stands for the Negril Education Environment Trust,
Mm-hmm.
and the organization is approximately 23 years old.
Oh wow.
It was started by Mr. Winston Wellington. And Winston, I think, originated from Manchester. That's his home parish.
Mm-hmm.
He has traveled to, I guess, more than 100 countries. Has been around the world. And what he told us when he was starting the organization was that he saw what education
Mm-hmm.
has done for developed countries. Or it
Right.
has helped, to lift up the citizens from a state of ignorance to a state of knowledge and being able to do great things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he pulled some businessmen from around the Negril area and some educators, and he pitched the idea of forming this organization in an effort to really give back to the country and to really help young persons and those who might have had a disappointing life. They didn't get to achieve their goals and their objectives as they had wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so began the NEAT organization. The mantra at that time was to have a computer in every classroom and a book in every child's hand.
Mm.
No, and they did that. They literally did that. They took into Negril and its environs thousands upon thousands of books. So they were always, the huge containers when
Yes.
you're shipping things, they would be coming out very regularly with books, and then we the teachers would go to Travelers Beach Resort Hotel because that's like the home of the organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Wellington family, they own that hotel, and it became like the hub for NEAT, this non-government, not-for-profit organization. So we as teachers, we would go there, and boy, you would not like to see sometimes how near to their dining area and their bar was just stockpiled with books, and teachers were always sorting and putting into boxes to send to other schools. And it was not only schools in um unique tone. It
Mm-hmm.
cuts across Hanover and the West Welland. But books will be sent all over the place to Kingston, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, all the parishes. There are schools that would be receiving books from NEAT. So the organization continued until we hit 2014. And then the mantra changed a little bit because he was always looking at what is happening on the world scene. So he decided that in order to bring crime down, to decrease crime in Jamaica, there let's approach it by training children to be really not aggressive, among other things. So the mantra changed to um, fighting crime through education, and this time with a tablet in every child's hand,
Mm.
because he saw what the technology was doing and how it was up in New York and all over. And so the organization started requesting tablets, and persons would really send tablets out to us, because at the end of the training with the children, there would be an awesome graduation, and every child who did exceptionally well would receive a tablet to take home. So we now fight crime through education with a
Nice.
tablet in every child's.
Excellent. Excellent. That's a lovely story. Um,
Mhm.
I want to take this opportunity to also welcome One Harmony Radio out of the UK. Top of the morning to you guys across the pond. King Genius, Queen Genius, much love, blessings to you guys. The organization clearly started out of concern, a need
Yes.
in the community,
Hmm.
and you said for 23 years has now been going. I'm
Yes.
I'm today years old, learning of NEAT,
Yeah.
and so for an organization like this to be going on and has been progressing for 23 years, that has to have been quite a bit of work being put in by those who have been volunteering
Yes.
and running the organization, because it's
Hmm.
not one of, well, I don't know if in Jamaica it is known, and throughout the diaspora it is known by others, but tonight some people like myself are learning about it for the very first time. And
Yes.
so we're looking forward to hearing what it is that you've been doing. Well, we got an idea of it in your intro,
Yes.
what it
Yes.
takes for that to happen,
We,
what the goal is at the end of the day.
yes.
So we're looking forward to hearing that.
Well, Kevin, we operate on two major principles.
Okay.
One, principle number one is called the four pillars of success.
Mm-hmm.
And the second principle is the four P's. Now, the four pillars of success, the first one is that you must be punctual. So you notice I came in almost 10 minutes before time
That
because
you were
punctuality is at the top of the first principle. So the
correct.
four pillars of success, that's punctuality, honesty, um, good attitude, and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Now the students, we work with students having this Saturday program where it is called the Leadership Tablet Training Program. Students come to us. They would be in their regular schools Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But on Saturday mornings, they come to us, and their parents must be with them. So
Mm.
they don't just come on their own. A parent or a very responsible guardian has to come to the classes, because we want to improve literacy, reading, comprehension skills, and things like that, and their math, to develop their math skills. No, we are including a lot of science with it and technology,
Mm-hmm.
because we have partnered, we're in a collaboration with a group out of Florida, the US, I should say, because it's all over, called STEAM, which
Okay.
stands for science, technology, engineering, math, art, math, and athletics. So a lot of science is going into the literacy aspect of it. It is of importance that their parent or guardian come with them, because we don't want, after we have taught them, say we are doing a session where the police comes in to train both parents and the students on the importance of fighting crime through education. And the police are guiding them how, they should be responding at school, what parents should be doing or not doing prior to sending their children out, because sometimes some aggressive situations develop or occur in schools, and technically it was not like from the child's perspective, it was instruction given from home.
Right,
So
right.
the police will come in and really work with the parents, show them what are their roles, their rights, their responsibilities. And then we encourage our students who come to us that we do not want. I remember our senior police officer that works with the organization saying to them one day, and I don't want to see any neat student coming down to the station for any negative thing. So they always believe on a high that as a student who has gone through the NEET program, we need to be exemplary, both the
Yes.
parents and the children. After we have done that general session, sometimes we're working on things like social graces, table setting, fine dining, um, eat what you grow what you eat, because we're into the environmental aspect. So we train them in backyard gardening or containerization, where they plant, they set up their gardens in containers because they might not have the big space to do one of the usual gardens. Also, because we are in Negril, and we know that the water quality for our beaches is of essence, and we have the morass right across from us. We teach them a lot about the importance of the reef ecosystem, the coral reef ecosystem. So having trained them, the theoretical part, we take them out on the glass bottom boat so that they can see what the underwater world is like and why we must take care from the land aspect. So we instill ridge to reef protection as part of the environment. And also they are always coming, we have our tree planting days. We do have a garden that is predominantly NEET students over the years have planted, and we have reaped a lot of fruits, and we have lots of coconut trees, ackee, cherry, just about all the trees. Mangoes are there on that property, and it's as a result of children and their parents who have over the years planted on tree planting day. Also,
Nice.
not only fruit trees, but we have ornamentals, shade trees and that kind of stuff.
Right, right.
So it's a fully comprehensive program. Now, after we have done those general sessions, we break, the parents go by themselves with trained guidance counselors that, guide them into proper parenting. And one of the things I like to say to them, I'm not a guidance counselor, I'm a general master teacher.
Okay.
But when I'm conducting the sessions, I like to say to them, we don't want you to broke up your picnic them, because there are no spare parts for children. So don't get so angry when they do some negative things and you forget that you were at their age and may have done something similar, and you
Right,
want
right.
to boy or broke up the girl. We don't sell spare parts for children, only for bicycles and bikes and cars and other vehicle. So they always get a good laugh out of that. But as soon as we have that separation, trained teachers from the very schools that the students are from are there teaching them, training them with the math and the science and the language, the reading, writing, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And the program, it's almost goes up to 12 weeks, because we do an orientation week 1, and then we have sometimes 10 weeks of training with them, and after that we have a graduation. But Kevin, I forgot to let you know that there is an important aspect to the program. We train them into giving back, because we don't really charge for this program, even though we do a lot and everybody goes off with a tablet and all that. We point out the necessity of giving back, learning to give back to community. So you would see students coming in with items of clothing, toiletries, food, non-perishables,
Mm-hmm.
rice, tin food stuff. Their parents will just make a big thing, and we take this up to one of the boys' homes in Jamaica. And when they go, we don't just present it to those who are in charge. You would love to see the NEET students, how they are reacting and, really working with the boys who are in those homes.
Right.
Everybody forget that, okay, I'm from up here, I'm from down there. Football, I play. It's just awesome. Just an awesome thing. And we have been doing and going. When we had the pandemic, we were one of the organizations that really gave out a lot of stuff to persons who were in need
Mm-hmm.
at that time. We had care package um, weeks that persons would just come in and benefit because it's community and you want to help those who are in need, you want to give back, that kind of stuff.
No, correct. Um, you mentioned that one of the requirements for the program, since it's a free program,
Oh,
free to those who are participating, one of the requirements is that
yes,
they give back.
the
And
community. Hmm.
now, is there a time period that they're required to give back after they've completed the program?
All right, the giving back of items to the boys' home is usually done like 1 week before they complete their training.
Mm-hmm.
But an extension to that is that everybody who comes through the program becomes a volunteer. So
Okay.
they return to NEET, they assist with some of the trainings. If we're going out, they are there. They are always identifying persons in the community who are in need of, assistance and sometimes telling me about it. Sometimes we can't give the assistance that we would love because we don't really have it like that. It's a non-profitable organization. We depend
Right.
on friends and sponsors a lot out of the New York community. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Persons who have been personal friends with Mr. Wellington, the founder of the organization, and from other states throughout the US, folks who are in the diaspora. And whenever, if your economy goes down, then sometimes the sponsorship is not there as we would anticipate it.
Right.
And we do not only focus on the leadership tablet training, but when we see young persons who we know that they have potential and they could do well if they get that assistance, we push them and we let their parents know that this child has potential. Don't ease up. Let him or her move on. Right now, we have had NEET students who have graduated from university. The organization has helped them. We currently have one of our top NEET students who is into fashion designing at UTech and another into fashion designing at the Montego Bay Community College.
Mm-hmm.
And we have them all over doing some positive things. And that makes the organization feel proud along with their individual schools. We have taken students on several Disney trips, especially to Epcot. Mr. Wellington is always focused on Epcot because he believes that Epcot is the most educational theme park. And when you go,
Mm-hmm.
you'll know because in school they're studying solar system. You have one of the attractions that really deals with that. Um, Among other things, filmmaking. You can see the most recent Disney show or
Mm-hmm.
video. The children are interested in that. And so it's really an educational theme park. When you go to the village where you can visit the countries, you
Yes.
learn so much about all the countries in that section. However, when I went there in August, and that was I didn't go, I've been to several theme parks, but not to Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that Jamaica was not included, and I am not going to stop until one of those countries is Jamaica. And we are learning
Mm.
as we go through the ride. We must hear some Bob Marley music. We must see something about some of the heroes and outstanding leaders in Jamaica. I've kind of had that thought in my head long before I went to Disney. I have a piece of land, and I thought of finding somebody to help develop into a mini theme park in
Mm.
West Boston, that is. When I went to
Yes.
Disney and saw all the other countries, and Jamaica was not there, with so many Jamaicans in the US, I said they need to. I spoke with somebody there and said, "Where's the Jamaican attraction?"
Yes.
And then they serve the foods of the different countries. So you can imagine how lovely it would be to go onto Epcot and get some Jamaican jerk and all them kind of things, some ackee and saltfish and thing,
Yeah.
I think they should invest in that. They would make a lot of money.
Well,
The
considering that,
lines to go to Jamaica would be long.
well, you might want to patent that idea since there are people that are listening. you
Yeah.
just you just might want to patent that. Um, Greetings, Merlin. Greetings, Freedom. Yes, we're featuring two entities out of Jamaica right now. The first of which is NEAT, the Negril Education Environmental Trust, and we have with us Miss Jean P. No, we're not leaving out the P. Miss Jean P. Brown. And your position at NEAT is
Okay, I am the master teacher of the tablet leadership training program. So I am in charge of those Saturday training program with parents and the children.
mhm,
I actually started during the pandemic when we weren't in school. I taught at Negril Primary, Negril
yes,
All Age, now primary, for several years. And then when the pandemic struck, I was always a volunteer with NEAT because I was there when Mr. Wellington was forming the organization.
mhm,
So they realizing that there was a big problem because parents didn't have the wherewithal to have smartphones at their homes. And sometimes the one phone, the parent would be gone with it to work while teachers are conducting online classes. Children didn't know what to do. So Mr. Wellington, he set up a resource center across from the hotel and decked it all with computers so the children could come in and use the computers in the days to enter their online classes. We kind of
mm,
shuffled it because at the time the protocol was that it couldn't have more than 10 students. We had to squeeze in like a few more so that the children could really get online. We
right,
had gotten some of those computers from another organization coming out of the US called Great Shape. So they came in and they installed the computers and have everything running. And the students, I mean, we had students from schools as far as Manchester
mhm,
because now they couldn't go to school, they were at home, but classes were going on. So they would come, I would be the teacher at the center, the liaison between their teacher and what was going on at the center. So I would always communicate with the teacher saying, okay, we have students A here from your school. This is where he's at and where she is at. I think probably you need to have a one-on-one with this child, da da da. So it was like an advising of the teachers and working with the students on the ground.
nice,
So after the Jamaica had called students back about a year and a half into the pandemic because they had to sit their PEP examination, which you
mhm.
might know GSAT or you might know,
No, no, I'm
I
a
don't
common
know what
entrance.
this
I'm
is.
a
You
common
know,
entrance guy.
so you know the original.
Right.
Right. So from common entrance, we went to GSAT, from GSAT to PEP. So the children now were not able to write. They had forgotten everything about physical writing and paper, pencil paper thing, because everybody was just clicking. All the teachers, the work you gave was for them to click and type and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And of course, in Jamaica, we are not exposed to keyboarding like the American students would have learned from early years how to keyboard, so they can do the type fast. So our children were kind of getting onto typing using, their devices and so on. So they could not write that exam unless they had pulled them back. So they pulled them back for like a crash course in writing and how to handle pen and pencil and paper again.
Oh wow.
So Mr. Wellington, they asked if I would stay and, work at the resource center, because we still had it open so students could come in, use the machines and so on. And I said, why not? And then, we had a collaboration with the Hearts. They would come in and train young persons in the evenings. They would have their classes, and sometimes they do their practicals over by the hotels. So it has been going like that. We are not doing Heart at this time, but the NEAT program is still going on strong.
Wow. All right, we're gonna come back to you and get some more about that.
All right.
And the whole concept of having the parent there with the child for this program is excellent, because
Yes.
not only does the child get the comfort of having a parent with them, but the parent also gets exposed to what the child is being exposed to, and it takes they can take it through the week and have that kind of interaction with each other to come back the following week and still be on point.
Right.
And that's a brilliant concept, and I applaud you for making that happen. Now, with us also,
Thumbs up, Mr. Wellington.
yes. With us also is Mr. Stafford Grant, and I met Stafford on your friend. You claim him.
Yeah.
So I met Stafford. Let's see, 2 weeks ago it was, Stafford, that we met on Reason with Ratigan. Stafford, you there?
Yes, somewhere on that time. Yes,
there he is. I don't know why I'm only seeing the top part. It's up there. Let's go ahead and adjust you there.
Okay. Yes. Well, Miss Jean gone. Miss Brown
she's
gone?
there. She's there.
Here. Yes, I have not left Mr. Grant. I'm here.
She just turned off her camera.
Be on or no?
She just turned off her camera.
Put the camera on. It's all right. I'm not.
I
was doing some stuff. That's why I had mine breakdown.
Okay, so Stafford is here representing the Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation, and when I heard about this organization and what they do, and a little bit of Stafford's story, I was kind of amazed, kind of blown away, kind of taken aback to learn some of what I learned on that broadcast, Reason with Ratigan, 2 Saturdays ago. But Stafford, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation.
Yes, Kevin. Thanks for having me, and good evening to your listeners and everyone. As Kevin has said, the name is Stafford Grant. I'm a retired soldier of the Jamaica Defense Force. I've served 18 years. Now, the concept came out of giving back to my community. Started when I was a boy, growing up in the Lower St. Andrew, most specifically like in Trenchtown, those areas. So Working through the army, it sort of really amplified it more with the discipline of the JDF. You learn a lot more about respecting your elders and your community. But the foundation, the Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation, it came into play to fill the void what other organization I'm seeing that is there not doing. And I think that a lot of our retired, not only soldiers, as it says, servicemen and women in Jamaica, we are not, I would say, show that respect to the government of Jamaica, specifically not this government that's in power right now, but government in a whole. And the reason why I'm saying that, for I want to get a better understanding, within the JDF, when you with the JDF, when you retired, there is no provision provided by the government for veterans. So we go through a third time, you're on your own. And so with most, I would say that I don't know of any organization, any one of the entities that are government run, that when their servicemen and women retired, there are a program set up that they can benefit from, whether with health, dental, medical, or anything at all, so to speak. Not even if you, most do not have a retirement ID. It's just recently that the veterans of the JDF just came in about, I think it's about 2.5, going 3 years now, and they are now going through a process of issuing ID, which is a great move. But there are no provision there, so to speak, that they would even get benefits from anywhere at all. In Jamaica, you go. And I want to tell you that even Jamaican society, to a point, do not even recognize the soldiers and police, so to speak, in a form that you even go out there into some business places to do job or to do some business. While on duty, they give you a little break to say, go and pay some bills. You don't get that access from the business sector to say, okay, here is a soldier or a policeman in uniform and he requires to get out here to continue doing his service to the country. No, you have to still have a job on that line. You don't get that service. So this is one of the things. Knowing that we are retired now, it is just like you're on your own and working things. And many of our retirees are going through a warm time, just like any other citizen.
Right.
But serving your country and putting out the effort and the sacrifice, we think that there should be better recognition to us, that a system being set up where when you retired, you're being recognized in some area where medical, dental, or that are some discounted area where you can get some of that. No insurance at all. So the foundation been formed because of the void, and we see where it is. So we are registered in Jamaica and here in the United States. At present, I am living in Philly, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I operated through here. I have a strong team on the ground in Jamaica, working and putting things together. It reached a stage where I had a shop out in Maypen, wherein we ship things down and we would have the shop going there to serve the community. And I emphasize on serving the community because I do not like to do things to duplicate things. I look and I see what is needed in the community, and I have the concept that you don't just give them something or give people something. You try to find out what exactly they would like to make it be more appreciative by your effort. So we realized that what is going on, and we set up this shop there. The shop contains all used. Now I would say 98% of the things that we have, like walkers, wheelchairs, pampers, all used medical stuff that is needed, especially pampers and things that they what do you call it? This drink.
The Ensure?
Ensure. Yeah.
The Pampers and the Ensure not used though. That's new.
Huh?
The Pampers and the Ensure is not used though. Those are new.
No, those are new. Yes, I'm sorry. But I say that. Those are new. Those are new. Yes. Those are really new. And there are a lot of stuff that we offers to the community. And the reason why a shop is being built into a community to serve a community, because everybody do not need a particular item at the same time. And sometimes you have something today and you use it to run out. So come 2 days after you go to the shop, you get it. It's the same thing with the Pampers and things like that. You have, unfortunately, some of the residents who are sick. They don't use all of their Pampers one time, and even everybody did not get sick at the same time. So we try to set up things that people could get service. And we didn't sell, we asked for a donation.
Right.
But I think the community manipulate the system. So it's running a stage that we decided, okay, I love collaboration. And I think when you collaborate with others, you reach more of the residents who need it, and it's spread right across.
Right.
So, I decided to really work with the church, and we started to work with the Seventh-day Adventist Church of God on Maxwell Avenue. And it's working very good. We find it going good. So we suspend the shop there in Clarendon, and we are putting things in place to open in God's willing early next year based on the restructuring, and hoping we get more volunteers. And that's one of the problems in Jamaica. We don't have volunteers in Jamaica. There is like the same container that brought the stuff down that we're going to open the store. We got to pay residents there to help unload the truck. And yet still they want to leave with they're packing bags. They are packing bags, and they come the next 2 days after, so they come to help to restart the access. Said, boss, how much you're going to pay me for today?
Right.
And these are things, but when they leave, I want that bicycle, I want them pants, 2 pants, I want this, that. And these are some of the things we want to tell our people, that when you do that, you are just making it harder for others coming behind, because we don't donate to keep the program going. Those that got sick last week will need some. But what about those that weren't sick last week and now sick this week?
Right.
What happened?
Right.
And the reason why I'm saying I don't duplicate, I don't like to duplicate, I try to find ways of doing things that is different to really serve the community, is that there's a lot of organization here in the diaspora that really send things to Jamaica that help their communities. There's a lot. But it's like it's been done once a year or twice a year. They just send things down to the church and they do a thing and this stuff. And this is why I said, I see the need where you serve the community, have something there. And one would say, yes, one would say, what about the Red Cross or the Salvation Army? That's, I would say, it's a thing we almost to say it's at the past, because you have some Red Cross buildings, because you have a couple of them that reach out to me to assist them. And while the shop was there, the Red Cross came. If I did have this system to where I was to set up some pictures, they came with a truck and we give them a lot of stuff and said, hey, remember, you just give us a donation because we need to continue the program. And people have their aspect that say that. And we didn't get donation as how we expected. You have onlookers see what was going on and say, no, man, this can't go like that. And they will come in and give some money to make up. But for the shop was not free.
Right.
We rented the shop when we were paying $35,000 a month for the shop. But I tell you this, Kevin, and your listeners, when we registered, the executive by the company office called the chairman in Jamaica and said he's to come in and she wanted to speak to him based on what she was reading up about the bylaws that we put in and all the things and what we intend to do. And during that, I would say interview, she told him, she said, you guys can never last. You guys not going to last long because this concept that you have here, that don't work in Jamaica. And it was a fact. She said you have to have it registered. Either you go and register it as a thrift store where you know you have a price on something, but if you go and give people things and tell them to give you a donation, that don't work in Jamaica, boss. That's what she said. And the first 2 months, everything was nice because we did some research to find out like a pack of 24 adult Pampers, and things like that. It depends on, we don't even match the brand, but we're looking at the store. You will have like a pack of 24 maybe for 2,000 and change. Some is 1,800. So we tell it, it's give us a change. You know, if you go to the store and buy one pack of this and you pay 2,000 for it, you can get 2 packs, well, of 48. If a pack of 24, you can get 2 of 40 for the same money. All right, give us some money. And the first 2 months going to 3 months, it was working good. People come in and they were happy because they get other things. They see things and again they take up things and we just said, okay, just give us a donation. So they give us one little, maybe $1,000. You see, when it go into the 3rd month, nobody have $1,000 again. And they want the same amount of stuff. And I said, what about the people coming after? Can't you do, we have to think about them. And then there are others too that manipulate the system. We have a lot of wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, etc. And a wheelchair in the supermarket, the pharmacy, I think it's 30-some thousand for a wheelchair there. And some of the wheelchair that we took down to Jamaica, we have to refurbish them. They all were cleaned up, sanitized and things, but we have to buy new wheels and rubbers and things and refurbish them, because some of them were, the rubbers were cracking and things. So we refurbish a lot of them. And we said, okay, give us. So somebody mentioned to a young man that came for us, he believed that $10,000 would be reasonable to give them for a donation for a wheelchair.
Right.
And about 2 days after, I think around 2 days after, a gentleman come into the store and I understand he asked that he heard that he can give a $10,000 for a wheelchair and said, yes. He said, all right, boss, more on 3, we take 3. And somebody called just while he was there and said, if a gentleman come there and say want 3 wheelchair, don't give him. So I said, why? The person said, why wouldn't you give him the wheelchair? Instead, the man talk and say, if him can buy 1 wheelchair for 30,000 and him can get 3 wheelchair, why don't take the 3 wheelchair? Because he's going to go back now and sell the other 2 or sell 3 for 30,000. So he's going to make at least 60 or 90,000. So these are some of the things that all the people operate. The Pampers are the same thing. We understand that they will do that, the same thing, break it down and sell a 1 for like $120. So people manipulate the system when they try to go in and help. So we are restructuring. We are restructuring and set up things differently. And we are hoping that we can, collaborate with other, with more churches. Because we are working very closely with the Church of God, and they are really working closely and appreciate it. Because I don't know if you saw that video that we did with the church, did a clothes giveaway and food giveaway at Chisholm Avenue. And it is such that working with the church help us to really reach more of our retirees in the community, especially those that are shut in. Because we also do collaborate with Amazing Grace Soup Kitchen, a wonderful job that Dr. Julian Thomas and Mr. Michael Campbell and the Pastor Walker and those people at the church on Chisholm Avenue and Maxwell Avenue are doing tremendous work in the community. And this is what I'm talking about when you work with each other and you collaborate with the various entity. You reach more people, more than individual. Right. And they do soup kitchen every other Wednesday at Maxwell 54 Maxwell Avenue. And Chisholm Avenue, I think, is every 3rd Tuesday. And we would ask the community, and even here in the diaspora, link with the church there in Maxwell Avenue and the Seventh-day Adventist Church. and Chisholm Avenue, because they are doing a wonderful job. And it will be good to see the people go in and volunteer and give you a little support, and anything can have. We can reach more of our sick personnel, our people who in it, even somebody going to work and they are working, they can get a lunch or something for the day and, a hot meal. And these are things we are looking at how best we can. So our foundation is working very closely with the church, and we appreciate that. And the Authentic Caribbean Foundation with President Andrew Shah, we are working strongly within, not only in Jamaica, but within the Caribbean, because we work together and with other NGOs. We get some sponsors, donors, and we come in and we arrange under the leadership of Mr. Andrew Sharp, who is very, very strong about the people living with disabilities. And that's one of the big problems in Jamaica. So our foundation will work in these areas to help not only retirees, but personnel that living with disabilities. And it's not only those that you see physically have some disability. There are a lot of individuals out there that have some form of disability that we won't see. And that is one of the things that we work so strongly on, to educate our community residents, so to speak, whether you're seniors or juniors, based on the fact to show some respect. So we work in the community, and we believe working in the community and assist the community on a whole, and collaborating it's a great effort. But before Kevin, I go any further, I want to really say it, as Miss Jean is on here.
Yes.
I want to salute Mr. Winston Wellington, man. Mr. Winston Wellington, I met him on a forum when I started out in the community, in the diaspora community here. I think it was 2019, 2020. And when we learned about what he was doing and the concept of how he's doing, we started out during the pandemic with a Central Tabernacle Deliverance Center, nice yesterday for Bishop Joyce Bernard with the church, and we donated 10 computers there to get the kids them who were locked into there. And Mr. Wellington was really on board and willing to help those kids that out in Sablama, if they could come down and get transport to come down to Negril, he would accommodate them until they get internet there at Central Tabernacle for the coding program to keep them going. And he's doing a wonderful job. And this is what I'm saying to our people in Jamaica. We need to stop being selfish. Work together. It is not about the accolade, it's to help. Because we talk about crime in Jamaica, this is where we start to pinch it. If we start to work together and help those that need help, they won't be in a situation to say, okay, I need some food, but I don't have any money, and that person over there, they're going to really go and tear down your place to get it. If you had shared or you had worked with them in a way, things would be better. And these are things I get that. Mr. Wellington is doing a tremendous job, and I salute him and his family. But there's a gentleman that also contribute, and this is when I'm talking about community collaboration and helping. Mr. Dennis Hawthorne. Mr. Dennis Hawthorne is the owner of Dennis Shipping. And when Mr. Wellington see what we were doing, and I spoke to him about something we get in Jamaica, and he introduced me to Mr. Hawthorne, and we talked about it. Mr. Hawthorne was so willing and quickly to say, yes, anything you ship out under your foundation, our company will get it to Jamaica at 50% charge. Oh my goodness, that was a weight lift off our shoulders, get things done to help people. And then he have managers at the Utica branch Mr. O'Shane and Jennifer, oh man, they are so much professional than the workers, and they assisted our organization, and I did not keep it to myself. There are other organizations that that is doing the same thing and want to ship to Jamaica and having difficulty. And I said, okay, we are going to speak to Mr. O'Shane. And he said they would, and we took those people in like authentic, and we take them in and said, okay, this is what we are doing. And they are willing to assist because we are giving back to the community and they are working. So this is what I'm saying, working in the community, if we learn to drop the selfishness and collaborate more. Oh, and you speak to some other personnel out there with organization, I said, oh, I'm doing this for how many years and I don't need no help. We are doing this, we are doing that. But yet still in the community, that's what it is. And you, Kevin, was on the Mr. Radigan show. Is a gentleman I have a lot of great respect for because he looked up Mr. Radigan.
Yes.
And you hear I call him out on in his community.
Yeah.
Because I am looking towards seeing a change within the communities them in Jamaica. You don't have a community that have so many different schools with our alumni, medical personnel, the churches, so many churches, but everybody doing their own thing.
Right.
And this over here don't have, and yet still come together.
Yep.
And you have a day when everybody from the different communities come in and from the different areas. Yeah, I don't operate with colors, and I operate with 3 letters that come under a name Jamaica, and it is black, green, and gold. That's my letters and colors I operate with, black, green, and gold, under the heading of anything Jamaica. And because we cannot or we should not be dictating who you're going to help. They have their rights, you have your rights. And we'll have a better unity there. But I also want to say that our foundation has been recognized. We are going 2 years, going into 3 years now. And we are proud to see that the Commissioner, Lorraine Bagley of Delaware,
yes,
she has recognized what we are doing, and through the Senate, Lieutenant Governor Farrell, I think it's her name, they awarded our foundation an award in August for the tremendous work we're doing, because through the assistant of Commissioner Lorraine Bagley,
yes,
we got it was 2,700, I think, 2,725 boxes of books, teachers' books from 6th grade to 10th grade.
Oh, wow.
And those books were heading for the Asian part of the world when they realized somebody decided, we need these things in Jamaica. Why these people in that part of the world who want that English? But they that. So they call upon me to get it to Jamaica. We got it to Jamaica, and I'll send you some pictures of the kids in Trenchtown that they were related at the school, that they took pictures with the book and say thank you. The books are distributed to 2 schools in Trenchtown, Manchester and Westmoreland. They got books. And we are trying to get some more. They have some more, but it's just the funds to get them and to get them to Jamaica, because it's in someone, they wanted to set up a library in St. Mary at a school. And there's a church in Trenchtown too that they have in a youth program they wanted to set up. They got some books to start a library at the church as a after school on a regular program. But it is a sense that the community, I will always emphasize that we need to do better in our communities. We need to look into how best we can work together. To me, I have the concept to say, when I heard people say that Jamaica is poor, a poor country, I'm ready to say, no, we're not poor no more. We have worked ourselves out of the poor category. Jamaica is not poor. It is just that we are not circulating the money in the funds in our community as how we should, and we are not being supportive to each other as we should, and helping each other in the communities, because we are in a different category now to look at ourselves. We're very advanced, and Jamaica is very brilliant. These young ladies or young people that are growing up now are more in the category of in the age group in our days. And I am really happy to see how many of our young people are working in professional positions and doing well. But we just need to apply it better and treat each other and serve our people better. We are not serving our own people. We are not being respectful to our own people. And especially that what we are canvassing for right now is personnel with disabilities. Kevin, I want to say this. We saw some clips from social media wherein some kids acting out in schools and kids fighting teachers and all these things. And people said, oh, the society change and all them things. But one doesn't, there's a lot of people don't understand that a hungry man is an angry man.
Right.
And many of these kids and teachers, they go to school hungry. They have issues at home, finance. And because they are not being heard and because they are not being seen or respected, they are being treated in a way. It's like some of these kids, it's not that they are dunce. But how many people know if they have a cup of coffee or a tea or something to go to leave the school, they go to school, what? But when you start to aggravate them and behave certain way, then they're going to retaliate.
Correct.
Because that's what they know. So the teachers, they having their issues, and when you come and they have the patients, then you're going to have an issue, and some of that worked out. And we identify these problems that with Mr. Andrew Shaw, because last year, during that, for the community development, we got a course of mental health aiders course that was is an accredited course to Leslie University, was offered to 100 teachers in Jamaica. But we were very disappointed to see how many teachers took it up. And this is what we're on. But we are working on programs that come next year will be a thing that for our community effort, we will be doing that, and include with the coding program that we are now organizing to help to build and get some of the aggression down in Jamaica. And I hope, and I do hope, that we'll have more response. Two ways. We are looking forward to see if our Jamaican and Friends of Jamaica can step up and help us with our fundraising effort, and also to help to really get the boots on the ground to do more volunteering work to help those that is in need. And this is one I think that we hope that we can make some changes about.
Now, I hear you talking about some of the programs and what you've been doing in the community, and the fact that individuals initially were on board with actively being a part of the program. Because when you participate in such a way that you give back to a program, you're actively a part of the program. We heard Gene talking about the Saturday program where it's the parent that is coming in with the child, and they're learning how to use the tablets, and they're learning about the environment, and it becomes a whole family, community, and family event. You initially started out with a participatory program where those getting help get to put back a little something. But then, because people seeing a way to get a leg up, and that stems from something a little bit bigger. That stems from individuals feeling slighted and wanting to get even so that they have to go now and do something that, well, for lack of a better word, is of low character. And so here we have individuals like the guy with the wheelchairs trying to get a leg up, but get one over. But in the end, he is harming the program.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, our community, our Jamaican community on a whole, we don't seem to quite understand that. And because we are in such a position where we haven't been able to be comfortable, we always are on pins and needles on how we make it through a week, how we make it through a month, how we get from one paycheck to the other, because everything has become so tight. We end up really perpetuating the cycle of crabs in a barrel. And fortunately for an organization like NEAT, there has been an ongoing support system that they can have children coming in and leaving with a tablet and not just using it to play games, but to further their education. And as a part of the program, they have to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they continue? Because when they're out of it, it's no longer that much of a requirement. Some will. I have been all my life. I grew up going to church in the Salvation Army in Jamaica. And at age 10, started playing music. Much against my wishes, but I would not trade it for anything. And so a lot of my time was with the Salvation Army musically, was visiting hospitals, children homes, nursing homes, prisons. Christmas morning was one of the morning we'd get up and go to the University Hospital of the West Indies. And whereas some people would be getting up, opening gifts, I was out there playing music for those who were patients of the hospital. So for me, giving back to the community became a part of my life because of what I was involved in going to church. There are some people that have been making some comments here. Let me touch on this before I go much further into this. Greetings, Missy Bram. Condolences once again to you and the family. Petro E. There are some people that said they have given. Freedom said, I donated my 2 pennies once to the NEAT tablet drive. So we have a listener here who has been contributing to the NEAT program. We have...
Awesome.
Yes, quite so. There's a question here, and this would be for you, Stafford. What happened to Curfew Home in Cross Keys for soldiers? Do you know about that?
Yes. Curfew Home is still there. Mm-hmm. I think it's about a year or two ago. It was renovated by the government to the National Housing Trust. They get some donation. The Curfew Home now, it has been upgraded and renovated to the point where it have an accommodation of 32 residents. I think at this time there are about 9 retired soldiers. Some of those are already passed on. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of soldiers there, as the person asks about Curfew Home. Yes, it is there, but it is not being, I would say, supported in the way that ex-soldiers who are in need of living somewhere more comfortable and live a better life before they pass on would want to go there. They don't want to go because Curfew Home is a little way off the street.
Okay.
And as I said, the finance not there to keep it as it is. The government do give a stipend to the Curve Home. Curve Home is being managed and by the Legion. They're doing a wonderful job to keep it going. But we need a lot of donation and support, and even volunteers, so to speak, more often or frequent to go there to help. And it need more, so to speak, that you can have the building being occupied by people who need it. So we have the puppy drive that helps to push it. They have fundraising drive a year, you know, maybe a raffle for a car or something like that to keep it. And there's a lot need to be done in the form of the support, volunteers by even our own retirees and the community, the business community, because this is one of the things that I'm disappointed at, to see the strength of Jamaica business community and with the ex-soldiers and the ex-police retirement home, because the police do have a home in somewhere down in Mandeville or somewhere down that side. The police do have a home, and they need support too. These are things that our society that is not looking out for our retirees. So yes, Curve Home is there. The Ex-Soldiers Association, periodically they will go down and make some donations. But as I said, I'm not fancy for that type of thing, because you go and give a donation or donate something now, it use up properly. They struggle for the next one, how many months before something else can come in. So they need a better program where homes like this, and I like that, and I really appreciate that person asking about Curve Home. And it's just that there is, as I said, there is no retirement plan put out there for people who retires. You can be beneficial and know you're going to have something in family without stress, but Curve Home is there.
That was the most amazing thing for me, hearing when we met Stafford. The whole idea of someone serving the country and not having an ability to have a retirement package. And it's not like as soldiers y'all get paid so well, but no retirement package. That was amazing to me. And so for you to be a part of an organization like this that gives back to help with ex-servicemen and women, hats get tipped for that. You know, kudos to you for that. But you're also doing work with young people also in Jamaica. And you also have a program where you are teaching young people how to use computers and tablets in a unique way. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. The coding program known as the Community Youth Outreach Coding Program. I am not really the teacher. We got two, I would say, the young individuals giving back to Jamaica, in Jamaica there, that teaches the class. But the coding program is free to all Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in the society, in the diaspora. Kids from 12 down. We don't want to say 2 up or 3. We say 12 down, because some of these kids, young age, they are savvy and they want to be on. So long as you are an age group and your parents want you to be on, you that. So from 12 years down, we start them off with scratch coding. And scratch coding, just to give a lot of listeners who does not understand, is basically some boxes are figures you can put into places, and when you do put them to you based on the coding program that you have, that the teacher tells you, you can bring it to some form of animation. You can move it, you can swim, you can do whatsoever. That's cross coding. It's easier for kids, and Some senior citizens love it. They join on. Senior citizens want to be a part of it because they keep them going.
Right.
When from 13 up, we do the HTML and CSS, and it gives more and more advanced in coding. So what we figured out is that the schools that have kids that are challenged, there's not only kids that have disability in school that go through one time. Yeah, some kids are very slow, they're challenged, and they're having issues. So when we started out, we learned about that situation, and some school called up on us to assist them. So we assisted schools, donated computers. For the past 2.5 years, we donated over 60 desktops. Last, I think it was June, July, Miss Michelle Tolanil, who is the diaspora Northeast representative, she donated 40 laptops to 17, I would say, entities, which includes schools, churches, and NGO groups that do educational development.
Yes.
With the concept and the understanding that they would be a part of the coding program. We just don't donate computers or laptop to somebody who's that. We donate, I think it's overall, I think it is about 4 individual laptops because of their ability to use. I won't say they're disabled, their unableness to do certain things or to go where. And we donated that, and they were private tutored at home before, and they were struggling, and we donated to them that. So we donated to schools for the desktops that we donated over 60 computers there in the past 2.5 years. We donate to schools like Genesis that's a school we came across that have more of the disabled personnel. And the report that we got out of that is that they are doing much better. And across Jamaica, where we donated computers, and the Caribbean, because we assisted Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and we have Trinidad and Guyana is calling upon us now. They want to be a part of the program when it comes on. So we have those things. So we donated to schools, especially to schools. We try to focus on the schools that are very interested in the program, because they have to have accountability for the computer. You have some schools that have computers but are not up to standard, because many schools that have computers, they haven't changed their computer for years.
Right.
And Windows 7 is no longer in use, and many of them cannot pay or get the upgrades. But all the computers we donated are refurbished, and they are Windows 10 and Windows 11. They're all up to standard, and we get them. So with that program we have, the program has been suspended because of the hurricane. So we would like the schools and the homes and the community to get back on track. So we'll be getting back there in starting back in January 25th. That's the reason why we're now having a fundraising raffle. We have over 172 students registered for the program across the Caribbean, and there are calls coming in that they did not get. People say no, they did not get no registration form, they did not get to register, but the registration form is still going to be out until mid-January. And we are seeking that. We have it's going to be, I think it's 14 schools, and I won't say schools, entities like schools, church, be a part of the program, because like Sister Cleon.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Could you repeat that for me, please, Stafford? You had 14 institutions.
institutions. Yeah,
Yeah.
that and which yes, and that includes some schools, church groups that have youth group that they do their program, and NGOs like Sister Clean School churches. She's doing a wonderful job in Trenchtown, and there you have some other schools. I would say they are more like a private thing that want to sign on to the coding program, that they have kids in the community that they're doing that. So what we're doing now, we are having a memorandum of understanding put in place now, that the computers that we donate to you have to be for the program. Our foundation is working with the team in Jamaica. There are going to be 5 learning centers we are targeting now in the Augustown region. And the Augustown region is like Hermitage, Bedward, Garden, Augustown proper, Goldsmith, and African Villa. We are going to identify areas there because we have a strong boots on the ground, so to speak, that we have a team that will be able to monitor those until we get personnel that we can monitor in other areas. Because St. Mary teachers, their PTA, Mr. Bedward, they call upon us and they are working together to get us in those areas, but they're having a coordinated, they're trying to work something out based on the fact that the kids, though, they have to travel and come to a point. We need them to hope they can have a centralized point where in a school you have a teacher or somebody there to monitor. And Savlamar is coming back on board. So we're going to have Savlamar and Mandeville, Trelawney. There's a lady who's doing a good job down there. She called and she wanted to detail more about his Queen Africa. Yeah, she's doing a wonderful job in the community too, and we are willing to work with her and all this. You have the president of Falmouth, it's a friend of Falmouth, is known as Futa, Mr. Goburn. He's the president. Again, another gentleman who's doing wonderful community work down there for the people there in Trelawney. He has school that they wanted to be a part of the program because they want. So this is where in that getting our kids being educated in technology without being paying for it is something that we feel good about. Because if they have the concept, all we'll ask our Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica to support our fundraising effort. Because we are having a raffle and we are doing $10 a ticket for a raffle. And as I said, I salute Mr. Wellington early.
Yes.
Mr. Wellington, who is the proprietor, he and his family, for the Travelers Beach resort there in Negril. He offered us to give us a weekend for 2 for one of the prizes there in Trelawney. We have another hotel there in Kingston that offers to give us donation for the prize. And another diaspora, Miss Michelle Tolonil, she stepped up to do an air fry. So this is what we talk about, the community work to help those that needed, to help us, to help them. So we just want to know our Jamaicans to support the fundraising that we are looking at. So we are targeting, looking based on the demand or the request at this point.
Yes.
We are looking at 120 desktops. That is to go to the schools and the churches. And we being very transparent, we are now working on our website. We couldn't find anybody who to do our website for us. Everybody need to be paid. We don't have the finance to pay anyone right now. But we put it out there in Facebook, and we just put it out where we can to show personnel what we're doing and where the donation is going. Right. And they can call us anytime, and we get more information on how they can help, that we can help these kids. Because as Gene said early on, you fight crime through education.
Correct.
technology is one of the things that coming on, and we're not only focusing on the youth only. You have senior adults ask us, so what about them? Now, our coding program runs when we were operating before we got a break since hurricane. 2 days out the week is after school, and unfortunately, Jamaica is a challenge. The after school programs from 2:30 up to 4:30. We try to give the kids that lessons, and on Saturday we have a 4-hour program from 12:30 down to 4:30. We have a 4 on Saturdays. That means they can work from home so long as you have internet and anybody can log on. But after school program, we try to keep the kids them, from what we understand, at school until the parents can come and get them, because we heard that sometimes
and keep them engaged.
Yes, we don't have a staging area to keep the kids and they're running up and down and until the parents come. So we say, okay, if we can get some teachers to stay back with these kids, and then we can have them there, they can use their tablets or the computer. Some said, oh, they can't use a computer room because it lack of time. Well, we work with what we have, but we try to engage them. But the problem we have in Jamaica, no teachers want to stay back, because unless they're going to be paid. So
here we come back to the same issue with helping the community, but the community demanding to get compensation to give that help.
Yes. The only school I'm going to say this, the only school that the principal work out something that he said either she or the guidance counselor will stay back with her is Genesis Academy. You don't need to cover that. And they said they want their kids. And I'm very proud of her to say that. She's strong behind.
Where are they located? Where's Genesis Academy located?
They're located in Kingston. I don't have the address with me right now, but they're Genesis Academy. She's very supportive to her kids and the youth, and we're looking forward to work with them much closer. And I do hope that others and our teachers can just say, okay, just for 2 hours, let me stay back. Or hopefully they can work something out with their PTA when we start back. But we're going to go something deeper in that to help the kids them there in school.
All right. So somebody made a suggestion here. Freedom made a suggestion. Perhaps you can reach out to colleges and universities for students to assist in making the website. I'll also see what I can do in that area for you and the organization, the Jamaica Ex-servicemen and women.
We would appreciate it.
As well as hosting services. Policy Media Group does provide hosting services. They host my website. And so the whole idea of having a website, getting a domain name is one thing, but having the site somewhere, that's another. And so where that is concerned, right here, me, Kevin Stew, and the night shift, kevinstew.com, we'll see what we can do in order to help that area of it.
That would be great. Yeah, because what we would love to do is to show appreciation to a couple personnel who really step up. And help the program up to this point. Because when it started out, it started out good. A lot of people was really energized, but you know, if you keep on going to the same pond, then sooner or later the fish is gone.
Correct.
So a lot of these persons who were assisting and get it to a point wherein that, you know, there are other schools who heard about it, parents calling here in New York. Here in we donated computers to laptops to Jamaican kids who are unable to do to be in school to do their work.
Right.
And we assisted them. We try as best as possible to help people that, you know, to be educated And we believe, as Ms. Brown has said, education, we try to fight crime through education. And we work with, there's another wife and husband, Miss Donna, Gabadon and her husband. They're doing the coding program at a higher level for Jamaicans, accredited coding program.
Nice.
And it's mostly just for high school kids. And this is where we are saying, if we teach these kids the basic and they go to that high school or any high school that they are doing program, they are right there. That's what, and we discuss it.
Right. The foundation is laid.
Yeah. So they are doing good. And doing good. But we just need some support. And as we get in to really work and get the computers, the finance to really get these computers and to pay the teachers. The course run like 9 weeks. So it's like we have a 9 weeks course, 2 days out each week for after school and Saturdays for 4 hours. And then it goes on and we give a break. Then we start again the 9 weeks. But come God's willing, 2025, we're not only going to do the coding program in the Learning Center, we're going to introduce sign language. Because we're going to get it to the university. Yes, because we want to have our workforce in Jamaica and wherever are the teachers to have a better understanding how to communicate with persons with even period or something like that.
Yes.
And also mental health aiders course. Those two courses we're getting it through Leslie University and between our foundation, the Jamaica Ex-servicemen and Women Foundation and the Authentic Caribbean Foundation under Mr. Andrew Sharp. Those are some of the two major programs we're going to introduce because not everybody want to code and then not everybody want to learn sign language, but we want to bring the community so we have a balance in the community and we are working on that.
Well, you know, I personally would recommend that they do both. I recommend it to everyone because I know a little sign language myself. And so I I remember I worked at Mutual Life, and one summer there was a young lady that was working there, and she only knew sign language. Well, she could read lips very well, and she would write, but she communicated by sign language. And I remember being called up from my desk on several occasions. She worked on another floor, and I'd be called by her department on several occasions to communicate with her on their behalf. And I'm like, listen, she reads lips and she writes. You know, I got work to do. But it was a great experience for me, knowing a little bit of sign language and being able to communicate with her and to help others to communicate with her and to teach some other people how to communicate with her also, some basic sign language. So that was pretty cool. But somebody said, Freedom said, perhaps you can reach out to, that was for the Freedom said something else. Freedom says, I think all these organizations need to have a sit down and write a plan so it can be duplicated through the island and beyond. And I'm not sure how I feel about that concept, that idea. I believe that organizations that exist to help the community basically have the same plan. The problem is the ability to execute the plan, one, and those with ulterior motives in getting into the plan. And three, so those two things, and the third thing being the support of the organization. Here we have two organizations represented right now. We have NEAT, the Negril Education Environmental Trust. Am I saying that right? Negril Education Environment Trust. And we have the Jamaica Ex-servicemen and Women Foundation. we have these two organizations representing right now, and they're doing the work, but not really getting the support that they need. NEAT has a little bit of an advantage where their founder has an established business, and through that business, they're funneling some assistance to the organization. Correct, Gene?
Yeah.
Yeah, partially.
Right. But
But
still,
they support
could you turn your
from
camera back on, please?
community. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yes.
I'm coming up.
Okay.
Right. Oh, it's off again. Sorry.
Oh, it must be a connection thing. Oh, there we go.
Okay. So I was saying that the type of support that you anticipate, especially from community, at times is not there.
Right.
Right now, there's and I wouldn't call them an organization. It's a motivational training team that goes around to schools. It's called the Captain I Can Robots. And you can always look them up. They have several videos out there, and NEAT wants to take them down to Negril. We took them down to Negril last term, the last year, and we're taking them back now. They go into schools and they do a great job of encouraging, motivating teachers, students, parents.
Yes.
But it takes money to get them down because they operate their own transportation from Kingston to come to the West. And at times it's really challenging to get the type of support need through the hotel. They will take care of the accommodations and take care of the meals. Then, you're going to need to transport them from Kingston to Westmoreland, so they need some funding and all, that kind of stuff, and
right.
Sometimes it's not there. But Mr. Stafford mentioned Mr. Hawthorne, who is one of the directors of NEAT and who has also been assisting greatly. Great guy. But community support is of essence, because you're giving back to community. So you get some support from community members so you can make a more effective job of assisting communities. So you really do need the community members, be they business. I like Mr. Grant mentioned that husband and wife pair who are working with the coding program.
Yes.
I completed coding in the first round of it. So we had students from NEAT, teachers from NEAT who did the coding program, because the program is really good. As a teacher, you can make your own video, you can animate your own thing. So you don't really have to do, pull everything down from YouTube.
Right.
You make originals.
Right.
Using the coding skills that you have.
Excellent. So as we wrap up, let me go ahead and ask this. What are the modes of contact for each of your organizations that the general population can use to get involved, whether it be to make donations or to offer their services? Since you're up, Gene, go ahead, you first up with NEAT.
Right, so there is a NEAT website, and there is also, you can communicate with us through emails. It's NEAT, Negril Education Environment Trust. And you can also, so the email is neat@gmail.com. There is we also have on the website links that will take you directly to where you can make donations.
Okay.
That's basically it. And persons can always, the website carries everything, or
And what's the
Telephone
website?
number or telephone numbers are there. And
what's the website?
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
That okay. neatja.com.
Right.
neatja.com. All right.
That's
That's Negril Education Environment Trust. And Stafford for Jamaica's ex-servicemen and women.
Yes, it can be contacted at well on Facebook. As I said, we don't have a website as yet, so they can go and see follow us on Facebook, Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation, or they can contact us 484-935-2334 or 484-767-4543. They can follow us on Facebook. And for fundraising raffle, they can assist us. They can donate to us anytime. You can Zelle to any one of the numbers there. And the thing about it that anyone that donated to our foundation, regardless how small it is, I ensure that they get a tax exempt receipt. Because although the IRS will say $250 is what they would recognize when you do donation, I don't know how many $5 or $10 you give for the year, so I make certain I give you your receipt that your own can accumulate. So I always send someone. So if they do that, they can put on an acknowledgement. How they, whether it is an email, most likely an email, I can email to the person who donated to our organization in development for the youth community, and we can do that.
Okay. I want to thank both of you for taking.
I'm sorry, Kevin, to break you. Just before you wrapped up here, I just want to let I did send a flyer, one of the flyer, a copy of the flyer to you regarding we having a forum, a meeting on the 7th with the leading police officer in the crime division, Deputy Commissioner Richard Stewart. He'll be speaking on consensus of crime. We have Mr. Winston Distant will be on, and Dr. Lorna Grant, Professor of Law from the North Carolina University. And we will be discussing about consensus of crime in Jamaica. So we'd like your listeners to log on it, and you can post it in your group that they can see it and they can log on in the Zoom thing, and they can put their question and hear what's going on in Jamaica in crime.
Right. So this is November 7th, consensus on crime in Jamaica, successes and challenges of the Jamaican Constabulary Force. Excellent. November 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and this is a Zoom conference, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
I have raised my hand because I just want everybody to know also that one of NEAT's upcoming activities, we were invited by the governor of Totori in Japan to be a part of Expo 2025.
Excellent.
We had taken students to Japan before, because Westmoreland is also twinned with the city of Totori in Japan.
Okay.
So the invitation was extended to the NEAT organization, and we are currently seeking some sponsorship to assist us in taking 12 students, 2 to 3 teachers, and 2 volunteers. So as you do your research on NEAT and make donations, you can indicate that you're donating for those who will be going to Japan to Expo 2025 in August of next year.
Excellent. Thank you both once again for taking the time out to talk a little bit about your organizations, NEAT, the Negril Education Environment Trust, and Jamaica Ex-Servicemen and Women Foundation, Jean P. Brown and Stafford Grant. Thank you both for taking the time out and for being here.
Too. Thank you for having us.
All right, my pleasure.
It was good seeing you stuff up again.
All right, see you soon here. Take care. Thanks a lot, Kevin. See you.
Not a problem. Thank you. Y'all take care.
Bye to your listeners. Thank you.
Bye, listeners. Thank you for coming on and listening to us. Keep listening to DJ Kevin Stew.
True. All right, y'all have a good night.
Good night now.
So as we wrap up here in the background, the sound of Cesar, a track called Shoulder to the Wheel. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to be here with me. It's Community and Finance Night. Remember, as we part company, look out for members of your community. Your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Stew. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesday, KevinStew.com. The night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Thank you to the affiliates. Thank you to all the listeners. And thank you for the well wishes. I truly appreciate it.
Closer to the wheel. Yeah, well, Jack gave me real friends and I know them. Still some a wolf in a friend clothing, but in the end,
Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid y'all a good night. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be good, and if you can't be good at it. Catch you live on Saturday when we do it all over again with A Reason with Rattigan at 3 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. with the Saturday Stew. Y'all take care until then. Much love, much respect, and thank you again for the well wishes. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot, where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.